People believe what they want to believe. People believe what suits them, what suits their narrative, their outlook on life, their choices, backs up their choices. They've made choices in their life that have brought them to their position in their life, and brought to their table what they've brought, made their bed how they've made it. And so a lot of times, the vast majority of times, people will do things and say things and believe things that back up those choices, rather than sitting back and saying, actually, I made a wrong choice there. Oh, the information I had at the time was misleading, or I was unaware of this piece of information. If I had known, I wouldn't have done this, blah, blah, blah. It's very, very rarely that you hear such statements, I was talking to a gentleman some years ago now about one of my favourite hobby horses, the moon landings. And this individual he's been to America, been to Florida, been to the I believe it's the Kennedy Space Center. Anyway, he's been there to NASA, and he's seen all the hardware. So why? He's seen the hardware. He's seen it. He's seen all the stuff. He's seen it. So, you know what? How... It would be ridiculous to think they didn't go to the moon, because look, there's all the hardware. How, what? Why could you not... How could you entertain the idea that we didn't go to the moon when they've built all that stuff? They built all that stuff and they wouldn't use it. That was his take on it. That was his angle. It's, I didn't really have a reply to him. Because I was like, where to begin? Where can you... How can you bring someone from that place where they're so so enamoured with a narrative? They've made all this stuff. Surely, well, why would they make all that stuff and not use it? It's kind of a mental block. Simply don't possess the capacity to, all these companies that had the contracts to produce the hardware for the Apollo missions. They had the contracts, they had the money, so they make the equipment. That equipment then goes to the customer. What the customer does with that equipment is of no concern to the manufacturer. How many car manufacturers produce cars? Posh cars, Porsches and Ferraris and Lamborghinis. How many of those cars just get parked in a garage as trinkets? Ferraris were one of the main culprits, if you want. Buy a Ferrari and it just sits as a possession. It doesn't get driven. Yeah. It's a thing to have. But it's a car. It's made to be driven. What the fuck? No. To that end. Oh, but they made all that hardware. So surely, if it's... for a start... The hardware you're looking at there in Florida, it's in Florida. It's not been anywhere, has it? Exhibit A. Yeah, but they got the big Saturn V rocket there. Yeah, it obviously wasn't used because it's there. Saturn V rockets weren't reused. They weren't like the solid rocket boosters on the space shuttle that were recovered post-mission and reassembled and refilled and blah, 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 blah. No, they were blasted off and thank you very much. Last you see of that shit.